Hi everybody, it's Miss Amy and I'm here to bring another book to you. Today's book is Splat the Cat, A Whale of a Tale, and it is an I Can Read beginning level 1 book. I think it was given by Chick-fil-A. Now boys and girls, remember Miss Amy does not own the rights to this book. I just own the book and I'm glad I get to share it with you. Let's see what a whale of a tale really is, huh? Splat the cat buckled his seatbelt. "Let's go!" he yelled. "It's vacation time!" Ooh, who doesn't like vacation time? Everyone else piled in. "Bring me back a shell so I can hear the sea too," said Grandpa. "When I come back, I'll have to have a shell to show and a story to tell," Splat said. Grandpa waved farewell. Oh, Grandpa doesn't get to go. "Hello, beach," said Splat. Splat's toes wiggled in the soft sand. Now he could look for a shell. Have you ever looked for a seashell, boys and girls? I remember when I was a kid, actually even when I've been older, I've gone seashell hunting. I like to look for seashells and little sand crabs. Dad said, "Splat, will you please help me with the umbrella?" "Okay," said Splat. "Then I'm going to find a shell." It's very sweet that Splat was dedicated to finding that seashell for his grandpa. That's very kind. "Splat, first help me spell," begged little sis. "Okay," Splat said. "After that, I'll look for a shell." Just then, Splat's tummy made a rumble. Let's hope he's hungry and doesn't have to go to the bathroom. That is the worst time to have to go to the bathroom when you're out on the beach. "Time for ice cream and fish," Splat said. "Then shell hunting." Splat began to search. He wanted to bring home the sound of the sea to Grandpa. Have you ever put a seashell up to your ear and heard the sea, boys and girls? It's got to be a pretty big shell, doesn't it? First, Splat found a dull snail shell. It was way too small. I bet your grandpa didn't have small ears. Then Splat found a frail eggshell. Frail means very easily to be broken, like an eggshell, frail. That was the wrong kind of shell, and it had a funny smell. I wonder if it was a shell. I'll let you look at the picture and decide for yourself, boys and girls. Splat thought he saw a pale shell buried in the sand. Now look at, this is the frail shell. Does that look like a frail shell? Like a seashell to you? I think that's an eggshell. A rotten eggshell, obviously. So let's see what this is that he thought was a pale shell. Jingle, jingle! It turned out to be a bell! That's not what Miss Amy thought it was. We live here in Texas, and here in Texas you see a lot of jellyfish in the sand, and that's what I was worried it was going to be. I guess I'm glad it was a bell, because a jellyfish would have stung him, and it would have hurt, and he would have gone, "Ow!" Almost all the other shells that Splat saw were broken. How odd! What can I do? I have no shell for show and tell. I have no shell for Grandpa. Aw, poor Splat. Wonder what he'll do. Splat took his pail and walked along the water. He followed the trail of broken shells. Ooh, he sounds like he's kind of going to be a detective, boys and girls. Let's see if it works. Then Splat heard a crack. A shell fell. The shell broke. Splat looked up. I've never seen seashells fall further than the sky. I wonder what he was looking up at. A gull was dropping shells all over the shore. Splat ran after the gull. He tried to catch the shells before they fell. Ah, Splat's a smart little cat, isn't he? That's some smart thinking. What do you think will happen, boys and girls? You think he's going to catch one? Maybe in this book, the animals all talk to each other. Maybe he'll get the seagull's attention. Guess we'll have to continue to read to find out. Splat ran back and forth, and then splat! He fell into a swell. A swell is like when the waves go over. That's a swell. S-W-E-L. A wave swell. He fell in the water. Splat flailed about. Yeah, cats don't like water. I don't think he liked being in that water. What do you think, boys and girls? Then, thump, he landed on something. Something big! Woo! What do you think it is, boys and girls? Do you remember the title of the book? I think it gave us a clue. It was a whale! Can you help me catch a shell? Splat asked. Wow. Splat is a brave cat. The whale spouted, sploosh, water went up. Splat went up too. The gull dropped another shell and Splat caught it. Whoosh! The whale stopped spouting. Splat slid down the whale's tail and onto the sandy shore. That's some good teamwork, isn't it? Splat shook the water out of his ears. Miss Amy thought it was going to be out of the shell. Shook the water out of his ears. Have you ever done that, boys and girls? Got out of the water and held up the shell. He heard the roaring swell. All's well at the end. All's well that ends well, Splat thought happily. That's a mighty nice shell he got for Grandpa, isn't it? And all with some great teamwork with the whale. On the way home, Splat thought about the whale of a tale he would tell to Grandpa. Then he fell asleep. I can't purr. Then he fell asleep listening to the sound of the sea. Oh, look at him sleeping. The end. What a cute little book about Splat the cat and his whale of a tail. Boys and girls, I hope you get to go to the beach or somewhere fun and find seashells. Sometimes when we go on vacation, if we don't go to the ocean, we look for cool rocks. Wouldn't that be a great souvenir? And you can bring it back home and it doesn't cost you a thing. And it's so much fun to go hunting for them. And if we don't get to go on vacation this year, I recommend maybe going tree hunting. That's what I used to do when I was a little one. And then I live in Texas now. And you can go looking for light bugs. And you can put them in a jar and have them light up. Don't keep them in there very long because we want them to live. But you can go trying to hunt them and seeing if you can catch one. That would be fun. So thank you, boys and girls, for listening to Splat the Cat, A Whale of a Tale with Miss Amy. And if you're listening to this before bedtime, good night and sleep tight.